We need to talk about Thomas Partey. What's going on, people? Urson here. Welcome back to the channel. Oh, Arsenal and Thomas Partey are at a standstill. Neither can agree contract terms, and in my opinion, I feel sick discussing it. Arsenal signed Thomas Partey for 45 million in 2020, fresh after Arsenal's FA Cup victory and Community Shield victory over Chelsea and Liverpool, respectively. Yet, we signed Thomas Partey for a fee of £45 million. That brought a lot of excitement. Since then, he's been injury prone. He's had allegations about him. Yet, last season, on his final year of his deal, he played 51 games out of 52. After that, he has demanded a significant pay increase of his 200 grand a week deal to stay at Arsenal. And he's 32 years old as of now. Therefore, next season, he'll be 33. Arsenal had his back throughout the whole contract, throughout his injury problems and accusations made of him, and he's thrown that in the bin. He didn't even sign a contract last year. And now Arsenal, who offered him a new one, have had it rejected. This guy, Thomas Partey, claims to be an Arsenal fan. Well, he's an Arsenal foe. In my opinion, I won't celebrate if he was to leave Arsenal, if the contract was to expire and he wasn't an Arsenal player for 25-26, purely because Arsenal still offered him a new contract, and this guy has had accusations to the point where Arsenal fans have had to have banners calling out the club's behaviour in the lack of support. But do you know what I mean? Like, it's a tough decision that Arsenal had to make, and they've given him a new contract when they could have just followed what happened with Benjamin Mendy of Man City. Benjamin Mendy was accused. Man City let him go. Mendy tried to sue them back. The lawyers were on their case. Man City weren't looked at as the bad guys. Meanwhile, Arsenal, they trusted Partey. They believed he didn't do it, what he's been accused of. Played him as he suffered from injury crisis among injury crisis when we needed him most. Yet last season he only missed one game, and that was the away clash against that was at the Emirates against PSG. But the allegations haven't gone away. In fact, there are 4 people that have accused a 30-year-old of SA, a guy in his 30s. One person already came out 3 years ago saying that Thomas Partey done something wrong in Spain. And look, he's not guilty. Therefore, it's all allegations. I am not saying he has done it. What I am saying is I don't know if he's done it or not. And I'm speaking from a neutral perspective. I just look at it and I think, if that was my daughter, that was one of the accusers, and that represented my football club, I'd feel a different way. You know? How can you be pushing for a pay increase when the side actively played you while all the crisis was going on? All the while people were calling him the R word and having all of these allegations about him. Tabloid journalists calling him this. I don't understand it. It really baffles me how you can bite the hand that fed you and still try to eat the bone of it. It makes me feel a bit sad. Like, 200 grand a week is a good wage for a Premier League side. It's not, and he's telling me he's trying to ask for 300 grand a week, and we're signing Zubimendi, who's going to take his spot next season. It makes no sense to me. How can you claim to be an Arsenal fan and then demand that amount? Like, Partey's also held discussions with Fenerbahce. They've presented a formal offer for the midfielder. So have AC Milan. AC Milan have looked at his wages as too expensive. Barcelona have held interest. There's a move on the cards to go back to Atletico Madrid. But I can't get away from the fact that he has been accused of it. I can't look at him and think, oh, he hasn't done it. Like every other footballer at Arsenal Football Club. You know? Declan Rice is another example. He's not had accusations about him. Bukayo Saka's not had accusations of this about him. So I know they haven't done it. Whereas with Partey, and the thing is, all those years ago, I remember going on Twitter, seeing all of the tweets about it from this one lady. And later on in her life, she revealed that she suffered from post-traumatic stress disorder. She was showing messages of her altercations with Partey. It, he hasn't even denied it. That's the thing. He was still able to play his football, produce some decent performances on the pitch. It just makes me feel a bit sad. I hope he hasn't done it. I'm not accusing him of doing it because the other people have. What I am saying is, if you have been accused of something and your club has backed you, why would you expect more from them? Partey played 51 times out of 52 for Arsenal. You know, he stupidly got himself suspended against PSG in the first leg when he didn't need to, getting into altercation with Ceballos and Bellingham, which Declan Rice got angry about. We needed him in that game. We lost 1-0. Comes back for the second leg, doesn't do enough. We get knocked out. Yeah, he wants a pay increase. 32 years old. What are we in previous seasons? Giving Willian 300 grand a week. But he's a good player. I think allegations aside, he's a backup to Zubimendi, given his age. Similar with Jorginho, you know, you look at Jorginho, who was a bit part player for Arsenal, but was important for Arsenal. Was brilliant when he was playing. That's what Partey could be. Yeah, he wants more money. Yeah, the guy's not going to get any better. In fact, he's slow nowadays compared to his time when he first joined Arsenal. When teams are on the counter attack, he's jogging back. I could run faster than him, I reckon. If I was a referee, for example, and I'm refereeing Marseille versus Angers, for example, and I've seen what's happened with some of their players, and I've seen some of the evidence of some of those players doing the allegations. Why would I want to help Marseille win a game of football as a neutral and let the 50-50 go their way all the time? Like, how can I sit here as an Arsenal fan, feel sorry for Arsenal Football Club for drawing games against Brighton, Everton, Liverpool, Man City, and have refereeing decisions go against us when the referees probably look at Thomas Partey as a player they don't like because of things being said on the internet. That's how I see it. It's weird. Like, it's a theory more than anything. Like, but yeah, I hope Partey ain't done it. I hope it's all a lie, the allegations, because I'd rather a guy be accused of it than have any person go through that situation where it's done to them. It's a serious topic. It's a serious matter. The fact that fans have made banners talking about this sort of thing, you know, it's mind blowing. But yeah, what next for Partey? What next? I don't think he's going to sign a new deal at Arsenal, but Arsenal did want to keep him. Do I think Arsenal are in the right in this morally? No. I think Arsenal. I wouldn't have given him a new contract because I defended this man the whole time, and he's demanding a pay increase. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Should we keep or sell Thomas Partey? In a bit, people. In a bit. I'm out.